You ever open a dating app and feel like everyone's playing some kind of sick game? Swipe left, swipe right. It feels effortless, enjoyable, even habit-forming. But behind the winking profiles and the corny lines, there is something more sinister going on, something most people don't notice until it is too late. Welcome to Mastering Mind Control, where we expose the mind games you didn't even know you were playing. Today, we're going deep into the dark world of online dating manipulation. How dark psychology is being employed to manipulate feelings, pull money, and leave even the brightest feeling used up, shattered, and isolated. And if you're thinking this can't happen to you, let me introduce you to the man who's being called the Tinder swindler, Simon Leviev. He didn't hide in the dark. He didn't catfish. He presented as legit. Private jets, Gucci suits, expensive dinners. And he even had a backstory too. Proclaimed to be the son of a diamond billionaire. Every girl he went on a date with was treated like royalty. Initially, that's where love bombing comes in. A classic dark psychology trick. It's emotional overload, quick affection, continuous attention. You're my soulmate. I've never met anyone like you. Sounds romantic, but it's actually disguised manipulation. Why is it effective? Because your mind gets overwhelmed. It releases oxytocin, the connection chemical, way too soon. You begin to trust a person you barely know after days. That speeded up emotional bond. It's a trap. Simon would shower his victims with presents and lavish dates. But after they were addicted, things changed. Suddenly, he'd send a text message in the middle of the night. My enemies are out to get me. I need assistance. Can you give me your credit card? And because of the emotional attachment, because of that initial love bombing, many did. Here's the frightening part. These strategies are supported by science. Manipulators employ a technique called intermittent reinforcement. You give someone pleasure, then abruptly take it away. You get them to pursue the high they initially experienced. It's the same psychological cycle that has individuals hooked on slot machines. That sensation of, maybe this time he'll go back to being the sweet guy he was at the beginning. It causes emotional dependency, and it's utilized on dating apps on a daily basis. Now let's discuss mirroring. Mirroring is when someone replicates your hobbies, your expressions, even your feelings, to establish rapid rapport. It's like chemistry, but it's scripted. They're making themselves into a replica of you to win trust. And it works so effectively because individuals instinctively trust people who are similar. I adore independent films, too. Oh my God, you're a cat person? Same. They create a replica of themselves to match your vibe. But below, it's merely performance. One woman in a true-life Reddit post wrote about how her virtual boyfriend replicated her passion for nature, photography, and spirituality. 6 months in, she discovered he was using a script and had replicated the very same profile on 5 other women. Same conversations, same playlists, same deep emotional bond, all fabricated. That's what we refer to as manufactured intimacy. Another strong manipulation tool, future faking. This is where one commits to a future that they never intend to produce. Let's go see the world together. I want to meet your parents. I see us marrying. These commitments leapfrog emotional investment. It provides victims with something to grasp, a fantasy. But the agenda isn't love. It's control. Scammers use it all the time to lower defenses. One woman lost $250,000 in a long-distance relationship where the guy promised marriage and a new life in Dubai. In reality, he was sitting behind a keyboard in a cyber cafe in Nigeria, copy-pasting the same lines to dozens of women. It's not just individuals doing this. There are whole romance scam rings, operated as businesses, scripts, training, even call centers, where scammers rehearse voice tone and emotional escalation. Their aim isn't mere emotional manipulation. It's financial exploitation. And the greatest tool they employ? Your own loneliness. As you scroll at night, hungering for connection. When you feel invisible or unloved, that's when you're most susceptible. They know this. That's when they attack. Let's discuss something that's blown up lately. AI-profiled catfishing. You've seen the ideal face. Not too modelly, but just pretty enough. A real smiling face. A kind-eyed face. But if I told you that face isn't real, not in real life. Scammers now use tools like thispersondoesnotexist.com to create completely fake, AI-generated profile photos. Add a few charming messages, a little mirroring, a little love bombing, and boom, you're hooked by someone who was never real to begin with. And it doesn't stop there. There's another layer: emotional gaslighting. This occurs when you begin to suspect something is amiss. Perhaps they don't video chat. Perhaps they sidestep personal questions. So you press the issue, and suddenly, you're the villain. Why don't you trust me? You're reading too much into this. You always sabotage a good relationship. They turn the tables, making you feel guilty for questioning things. This psychological tactic, victim blaming, is quintessential gaslighting, and it's meant to quash your instincts. Because once your gut's quiet, they've got the wheel. Statistically, romance scams have cost victims more than $1.3 billion worldwide in 2023 alone. That's not a number. That's individuals losing their life savings, their trust, and their sense of reality. So what is the question? How do you safeguard yourself? Here's what dark psychologists don't want you to know. First, if he's moving too quickly on an emotional level, be wary. Genuine connection comes at a rate. Anyone pushing you to feel, trust, or make a decision is attempting to skip your rationality. Second, pay attention to the patterns, not the words. Are they consistent? Do they shun real-life contact? Are their narratives too flawless? Emotional manipulators are frequently engaging, but indefinite. Third, trust your instincts. If you get a funny feeling, it is likely for a reason. Your subconscious is aware of things your conscious self pays no attention to. Don't stifle that intuition. Fourth, ask difficult questions. The ones that make them break character. Real people don't become upset when confronted with truth questions. Manipulators do. Fifth, speak to someone outside the situation. Manipulators isolate you for control purposes, but even one outside perspective can shatter the illusion. Online dating is a game, but the stakes are real. Emotions, money, mental health, safety. Dark psychology makes it easy for predators to camouflage themselves. Behind the perfect selfie, behind sweet words, behind a screen. But now that you know the tricks, love bombing, mirroring, future faking, gaslighting, you can recognize the game before it begins. And if you want to stay ahead of manipulation, this is just the beginning. Subscribe to Mastering Mind Control. Ring the bell, because every week, we're lifting the veil on how humans manipulate your mind, and how you can reclaim the power. Stay alert, stay awake, and never forget, the most sinister lies are the ones cloaked in love.